Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to answer the question, which is the better AI stock to buy right now? Is it Amazon or is it Meta Platforms? Now to answer that question, I'm going to look at 4 different financial metrics for these two companies, and then I'm going to answer which one is the better AI stock to buy, starting with revenue. Now looking at annual revenue for Amazon and Meta Platforms, what you notice is Amazon is much larger than Meta Platforms with annual revenue of 514 billion in its most recent year compared to 116.6 billion for Meta Platforms. Now, initially, I think artificial intelligence for both Amazon and Meta Platforms is going to benefit in terms of cost reduction, not so much in terms of revenue, but still Amazon could benefit in terms of its revenue item from artificial intelligence by using better informed recommendations for shoppers, right? When you're on the platforms looking at items, Amazon can use AI to better show you items that you might be more interested in buying at the moment. Right now, the system works somewhat, it does tell you things you might like if you going to buy an item. But what if it could do more than that, right? What if instead of typing into Amazon's search section, what if instead of typing in, I don't know, ketchup or mustard, you could type in, doing a barbecue for July 4th, and then Amazon could populate a bunch of items you might be interested in if you're doing a barbecue on July 4, rather than going one by one looking for each individual item. So that could help revenue. That could certainly help. And then with Meta Platforms, of course, it's largely dependent on advertising. What Meta Platforms will likely use artificial intelligence for is to better recommend content that will keep its users engaged. The better Meta Platforms is at that feat, the better its revenue is going to be, because the more time you spend on Meta Platforms, the more opportunities to show you ads. And so the key for Meta Platforms is to get you on the site and keep you engaged. And if you have a good time, then you're likely to come back. So that's the key in using artificial intelligence. It could do a better job of recommending content that you are interested in. The next area I wanted to compare these two on is the operating profit margin over the trailing 12 months. And what you notice is Meta Platforms is significantly, almost 10 times more profitable than Amazon in terms of its operating profit margin. And here's the biggest area where I think each of these two companies will benefit from is artificial intelligence to make existing employees more productive, as well as maybe reducing the required staff needed to support existing operations. For Amazon, for example, think of all the call center people Amazon has to pay each time you call into a call center or you open the chat box. It needs to pay somebody sometimes to communicate with you. Now, as artificial intelligence, the effectiveness improves, Amazon could reduce the number of people it pays in that regard. Additionally, Amazon can use AI to better inform its inventory management and logistics capabilities, right? If it knows better when somebody might be ordering something or the fastest route to deliver an item, it can save significantly on its costs, which there's a lot of room for improvement looking at its operating profit margin of just 2.5%. Now, the company does $500 billion in sales, so even a small improvement in the operating profit margin could mean very large increases in total operating profit. Similarly, with Meta Platforms, the company employs a bunch, I don't want to say a bunch, but a meaningful amount of employees doing content moderation, looking at what content is appropriate, what content to flag, to bring down. And artificial intelligence, if it continues making progress in terms of effectiveness, it can make those people more productive in that regard. So they won't have to manually look at 100 pieces of content to possibly bring down. They may only need to look at 10 pieces of content because the AI has already looked at the other 90 pieces and brought it down effectively. So, um, huge potential here for both Amazon and Meta platforms to improve their operating profit margins by making existing employees more productive. And that will also improve their cash flow from operations to sales. Looking at this metric, Amazon again trailing Meta platforms. Meta near more than 4 times more profitable in this metric at 42.95% compared to 10.35% for Amazon. Finally, let's look at their valuation to determine which one is the better AI stock to buy. Amazon trading at more than twice the valuation of Meta platforms at a forward price to earnings of 48.37. Meanwhile, Meta platforms trading at a forward price to earnings of 19.84. So if I had to pick one AI stock to buy today between these two AI stocks, I would pick Meta platforms. I like the valuation, I like the profitability, I like the potential for improvement using artificial intelligence. I like all of those things compared to the valuation. So for that reason, Meta platforms would be my choice. But that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.